We're going to start with primary tillage. So that's how do you prepare soil to plant vegetables. Here we are, we've got a space. Some cover crops are still kind of holding on here towards the end of the winter. And primary tillage is all about fluffing up the soil and trying to introduce air to it such that the roots are able to get down into the soil quickly. So the tools that are going to be preferred for that include these two. This is a spading fork and this is a garden spade. Both of these are short handle versions. There also are longer handle versions for folks who are taller or who don't like to work with the shorter tools. What I'm going to do first is spread out a little bit of compost between every crop, or maybe at the beginning of the season. It's recommended that you maybe put about an inch or anywhere from an inch to a quarter inch of compost onto the soil and to spread it out. And now with my digging fork, what I'm going to do is get it down into the ground by pushing it and then step back and pull it back like that. So it's a rocking motion, and all we're trying to do is fluff up the soil as best as possible. I'll move forward another 6 inches here. Do the same thing, rocking backwards. If you do this ergonomically, bending my knees a little bit, it feels pretty good on the body. So generally what we recommend is that folks do that in one direction across the length of the bed, and then turn at a 90-degree angle and do it again. All we're doing is loosening the soil and fluffing it up. We're not turning the soil over, just using the fork to introduce air to mix in the compost, and if you've added fertilizer, you'd also be mixing that in at this time. So that's the digging fork. The spade can also be used just like the fork in terms of loosening up the soil like that, but also comes in really handy for edging a bed. So making a nice clean divider between where you're growing your vegetables and where you're standing for your pathways. So typically if you use a string line, you can get a nice straight edge of your bed, and you're able to go down the length and have a nice clean edge distinguishing your pathway from your vegetable garden.